So the lady runs into the doctor's office. Says, doctor, my son thinks he's a smoke detector. Doctor says, calm down, ma'am. There's no cause for alarm. That's brilliant stuff right there. Okay, welcome back to trying to solve this problem with formulas only. And I must declare failure. I spent several hours online looking for a way to convert these formulas, which are in a text format, to an actual formula, or to be able to use the formula in its text format as an actual formula. And the only ways that I found were doing it via code, and it does work with code. And I know this because I already solved it in the code version. But the only other way to solve it via a formula is using the indirect function. And for whatever reason, the indirect function will not work with these formulas. Now, I'm guessing that's because the indirect formula is set up to handle string portions and not a complete formula like this. So, for example, I could do indirect F7 times indirect G42, and that would work. But having this wrapper of this formula like this, it won't work. And so let me show you what I'm talking about. So we'll set up in this column Q here an XLOOKUP function. The lookup value is going to be here. Our lookup array is TBL add-ons, opening bracket, add-on ID, with the closing bracket. Our return array is TBL add-ons, and we want the formula, closing bracket, if not found, not found. And we want 0 for an exact match. So that brings it over like this. Now, according to the online help that I saw, I should be able to say equals indirect and this, and it should work, but it doesn't. Now let's say that, and I think again, it's because it's in this kind of a format. Even if I take the equal sign off, so if I come over here and I say, here's the X hours, I take off the equal sign so it's just a string without an equal sign, you can see it still doesn't work. And again, I think it's because if I were to put like F7 here and G30 here, that I could then say indirect this times indirect this, and it works. So it works whenever you split it like this, but not when it's already in a formula like this. So I can't really get it to work. I mean, I could probably use some functions to split up these formulas, but that's assuming that these formulas are always going to be in this format. I mean, it may be that the formula is more complex. And so if I'm just trying to split up and gather this F7 and this G42, split them into different cells, and then use an indirect formula like I just showed to perform the calculation, it assumes that formulas aren't going to in the future also say F7 times G42 divided by something else. And it would be impossible to predict that. And we could even, once we are in here, we could wrap these in a round function. And it would still work, but we can't get it to do otherwise. So even if I were to, for example, if I were to come in here and I were to get rid of the round function and just do it that way, it still doesn't work. So I think I have to declare failure at solving this problem by using only formulas. Unless there's somebody else out there, another Excel gunslinger or guru that knows how it can be done and would be willing to share that in comments, or to maybe even do their own video explaining and showing how it can be done, and then I will link to that. I think I have to declare failure. Now, failure, again, not failure in completing the project, because I could complete the project if I were to go ahead and use code and potentially use a combination of like formula only for up here, but then code for down here. But that defeats the purpose of what this project was supposed to be, which was to accomplish a solution with only formulas. If you go and watch the videos of this project for the VBA version, the macro version, you'll see that I did solve the problem. I did come up with a solution that accomplished what the end user wanted to accomplish. So, okay, having said that, then I'm done with this version of this project, and it is a failure in that I could not solve this part of the problem with formulas only. Thank you. I appreciate everybody who has taken the time to watch this. I apologize that I was unable to solve the problem, and so you may be disappointed that you spent all this time investing in watching these only to find out that I was unable to solve it with formulas only. But I do appreciate your time, and again, if there's anybody out there who knows of a way to solve this, convert these text formulas into a usable formula by using formulas only, please feel free to share. Thank you, and everybody have a great day.